Alright, Robert back here. Got this old L427. Finally got all the parts to get it put together. Picked this up from Rat Pack Bushcraft. I know this is not the original globe, but it is a good looking globe. At least it's got a good looking green sunrise there. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to clean that globe and see what that looks like. Like it. Got a few little blemishes in it that I couldn't scrub out, but I had one a couple of weeks ago like that, and I've tried different cleaners, alcohol, paint thinner, different things, and couldn't touch it. And I soaked it in vinegar for a while and it came right off. So while we're working on putting this lantern together, let's put this in the vinegar and see what happens. A little bit twisted. I give it a little tweak there, straighten it up a little bit. Somebody stole the valve out. This looks like years ago. You can tell from the way these bolts are made, the big square bolts. I mean, those are from back in the day. But the generator was still inside it. So I'm not sure why they would steal a valve out of it unless they had another one that was in better shape that they wanted to get going. But like I said, I think it was done a long time ago. I got lucky because they actually found a bolt that was the same thread size. And put it all back together to hold it together. So the only thing I was missing was a valve, which I ordered one and got it in. I said before, I'm not sure if that's the correct year or not. It's marked with a B, but I've already put it in here. It does work. It fits. The threads are fine. There's a big, huge washer they had in there as a spacer. I think I've got all the parts to get this thing going. So I'm not even going to attempt to clean this up right now. I just want to see if I can make it run. So I already know my pump leather is bad. It's rotted, so let's get that off there and go ahead and change out the pump leather. That's not on there tight at all. By the way, that's a 3/8 nut holding it on there. A small spacer. Kind of a beveled washer. The old pump leather. And then another washer. On the new pump leather, beveled washer, spacer, and the brass nut. I think that has to be in there too awful tight. Kind of put that in, wrench in from the end like that and kind of give it a twist that way. I didn't distort my pump leather too bad. It's kind of stiff. It doesn't have any oil on it, so let's go ahead and get that in the oil. that soaking back there. Let's go ahead and see if we can pull that check valve. I'm guessing it's going to have one of the, check valve tool is not going to work in there. Okay, let's see if by chance that tube, looks like somebody's had it off there at one time. Looks like it's chewed up with channel locks or something. So let's see if we can turn that out of there and see if we have access to that. Maybe. I'd rather not put heat on that if I don't have to. Yep. I'm going to try some heat. Not going to put too much. Really don't like using heat that close to the bung. In the meantime, let's put some coral. Soak that pretty good and let that soak. While that's soaking, we can be changing out this fuel cap gasket. Okay, I'm not real happy with the new gaskets. They fit, but they're loose. I mean, they drop right back out. So every time you take the fuel cap off, you're going to drop that gasket. So I'm not happy with that. But it should seal. I've repositioned this fountain and the vise and clamp it down pretty good, and I've had that soaking in the coral. So let's try this again and see what happens. Perfect. Yeah, that wasn't what I was expecting. Wasn't expecting the whole tube to come out, but it did. Yeah, it doesn't look like the check valve is removable. Okay, I'm just going to spray some carburetor cleaner in here. Just going to set that up and let it soak for a while. Okay, I don't have any oven cleaner. It's been a long time since I've tried to clean a nickel fountain. So going to spray some of this glass cleaner on here just to get some of the dirt off of it. Okay, while we're letting that soak, let's see if we can remove these burner tubes. Run a spring through them. Here's a trick I recently learned. Get this T55 star tool or torque tool, whatever you want to call that. These fit perfectly. Check that out. The spring was a little bit bowed from the heat, keeping the torque from going down in there, but I mashed it back down. Let's try this other one. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? How you like that? Got my air tube cleaning spring. Run it in there and I'm going to mash and twist. Okay, I've got it coming out the other side over here. So I know that's clear. I did pull out a spider web out of their sack. So a little bit more in there. I'm going to run it through this way now. Go through one more time. Thread our burner tubes back on now. Okay, this collar got a really heavy buildup of something on it, so let's go ahead and soak this in the vinegar. Didn't really help it a whole lot, but it did get the grimy dirt off of it. So I'm going to pour some alcohol in here and rinse out that fount. I got the overspray from the glass cleaner in there. Okay, I don't see any sign of any kind of a sealer that the factory has had on there. So I'm going to thread that back in and hope for the best. Hopefully it's a pipe thread that will seal. If not, if I have any leaks, we'll put it back together, take it back out and put some thread sealer on there. Won't be no big deal. I have to remove this valve stem. Should have put it on before I put that pump back on there. The pump housing, whatever you want to call it. But I'm not sure if it would have cleared that valve anyway. The fuel cap. And I'm going to put a little sealer here. Already had that ready. Okay, I have looked at tons of pictures online about how to clock this. I've seen some that were clocked with the pump to the left, but the majority of the pictures I looked at, the pump was to the right. So I'm going to go with the right side. I think I got that pretty close right there. Okay, when I first got this valve, it looked like it had already been cleaned up, so I think it should be fine. I did shoot carburetor cleaner through it. Carburetor cleaner. Same with the generator. I took the tip off and I sprayed carburetor cleaner through it. It's flowing good, so the generator should work. I shouldn't have any issues out of it. We can massage a little life into this pump cup. They're new, they're kind of stiff. I've had it soaking in oil all this time, so I think we'll be good to go now. Yeah, look at that. Whatever that is built up on that collar, that vinegar brought it right off there. Now I'm gonna get some oven cleaner and clean some of that tarnish off there. This might clean up pretty good. It's got a couple little dings and scratches in it, but I think she's going to clean up a little bit. Okay, before I go any farther with the assembly, I'm just going to thread this generator on here. So I'm going to pump this up, see if what happens. Alright, there's what I'm looking for. Just spraying. Go. It's going to be a lower pressure lantern to get it fired up. Put 10 pumps in it, and she had full pressure in it before the first time, and it would catch as long as I had the flame to it, but it'd blow itself right back out. So I done 10, let the pressure out, done 10 pumps, and that was perfect for it. We say we get some mantles on here and fire this thing up. Say we do some Peerless on this thing. These are good ones made in the Philippines back in the day. Globe cleaned up pretty good. Like I said, I don't have anything to clean that nickel with at this time. Like I said, the main thing I'm doing right now, I just wanted to get it running. I knocked some of the dirt off of it while it was wet when I was scrubbing it. You can't see it now because it's turned again. The nickel is tarnished. But when it was wet, I could see it had the sunshine emblem down here, and it had a date code. I seen a 7 on it, but I couldn't make out anything else. So once I get it cleaned up, I should be able to get a date code off of it. Like that. She's not going to be perfect. You know what? I may not even clean it up. I may leave it just like that. It's got its own character. I think I will get me a mica chimney or one from Rob Butts and see if I can't rust the metal on it. Make it match the rest of the lantern. And that way look as original as I can. Heck yeah, I'm liking it. Okay, you all know the routine. Like, share, subscribe. God bless.